At the first Bright Idea Church Sunday, we looked at the big beginning, creation, the start of absolutely everything, except God. He was there and always had been, eternal, uncreated, spaceless, timeless, powerful God. We saw that he made everything good, made people to know him and love him, and even when people went their own way, he made a promise to lovingly pursue and rescue people back into relationship with him through Jesus.
Then on Sunday just gone, we looked at a new beginning in Genesis chapter 6 to 9, the story of Noah and his ark. You should read it for yourself in the Bible, and we believe that God will be speaking to you as you do that. It's a story that raises a lot of difficult questions for people today. There are lots of questions about what really happened and how. Was there really a global flood that covered the whole world, or was it a local flood that affected the known world at that time? How did it work, having all those animals on the ark? Did carnivores go vegetarian? And what did they do with all the poo?
Then there are questions that people ask about God in the story. It gets jollified quite a bit when we tell it to kids, and we focus on the fun animals on a big boat rather than the mass-scale destruction of human life by God. It's heavy stuff, and it makes people ask, why would a loving God send a flood to kill people? Didn't he love them? Hadn't he created them to know him and live with him? Hadn't he promised to send a rescuer? How is it fair or right for God to kill people like this?
Well, we didn't answer every question on Sunday, but we did answer 4 that we think are helpful. Number 1, how bad were the people who died? It says in the story that the Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. Only evil all the time. That's pretty bad. And if we actually stop to take this in, it should help us understand better why God sent the flood.
Question 2. How good was Noah? It says, Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. So he's a relatively good guy compared to everyone else. But that's not exactly hard when everyone else is only evil all the time. He's a good man, but it doesn't mean he was a morally perfect man. He knew that as long as God was giving people what they deserved, he would deserve to die along with everyone else, because he had sinned too. This is why, before the story says how good Noah was compared to others, it first says, "But Noah found favour in the eyes of the Lord." Life is a gift we don't deserve. Noah knew this, and again, if we stop to take this in, it also should help us understand better why God sent the flood.
The third question that we asked on Sunday was, how does the flood point us to Jesus? In the story, the flood is God's judgment for sinful people. Jesus is like the flood because he said he's God, the one who will ultimately judge sinful people. He said, "The Father judges no one, but has entrusted all judgment to the Son." He's claiming to be God again, the one who judges like the flood did.
The fourth question we asked was, how does the ark point us to Jesus? Just as the ark saved people then, Jesus saves people now. The ark points us forward to the rescuer God had promised, the one who is himself God and would rescue us from God's judgment by taking it upon himself. The Bible says, "Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned to our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all."
So the story of Noah and his ark shows us that sin is serious, life is a gift we don't deserve, living outside of God's love is fatal, and we need rescuing by Jesus. 3 questions then for further study or discussion. 1. What do you make of the Noah story? What questions do you still have about it? 2. How seriously do you take your own sin? What do you think you deserve from God if he's a morally perfect judge? 3. How grateful are you for the gift of this life and the offer of forgiveness and rescue through Jesus? We'll see you next time we gather.